Turns out Detroit Lions head coach Dan Campbell was right about the thing he talked about Saturday after the loss to the Miami Dolphins. Let's talk about it. Hi, it's Mike Payton from A to Z Sports Detroit. Today we're going to talk about how on Saturday after the loss to the Miami Dolphins, Dan Campbell talked about possible turnovers in that game that just didn't bounce their way. 4 fumbles, although I have to be honest, I only really saw 2, maybe 3, and then 2 missed interceptions that just went right through guys' hands. Campbell actually said he was encouraged by that because making your opponent make any sort of mistake is a good first start to getting the turnovers. And he believed that things would start to bounce the Lions' way. Well, on Thursday against the Houston Texans in joint practice, that's exactly what happened. The Lions had 4 turnovers on the Houston Texans. Kirby Joseph got himself an interception. Luke Barku, who had a standout game against the Dolphins on Saturday, got an interception off a tip. Avonte Maddox saved a touchdown by getting one in the end zone. And then Amik Robertson grabbed another as it was hitting the ground. This is huge for the Lions because Dan Campbell has been talking non-stop this summer about turnovers and wanting to force turnovers. And it's been all this team has been about defensively since the start of training camp. You go back to the acclimation period when they kept having to pause practices because everybody was being a little bit too more aggressive. Well, the reason for that is because everybody was trying to punch the ball out. Everybody was trying to get interceptions and pads weren't on yet. And it just wasn't time to be that aggressive. But that's just how important getting these turnovers has been for this defense. They've been thinking about it all summer long. So to have 4 on Thursday against a pretty good Houston Texans team is definitely a step in the right direction. We're going to see what happens once week 1 comes around against the Green Bay Packers when these turnovers really start to matter. Are the Lions going to be ready to get them? Because that is going to be a huge difference between whether they win games or lose games. The more you can get the ball back on offense with your very good offense, the more points you can put on the board. We'll see what happens going forward, but Thursday was a great first step.